Are you there? Are we here? Are we live? We are live. Thursday, 4 o'clock. I'm Scott Leisure. With me, as always, the Queen of Denver, Miss Jackie Selby. This is Informed Opinion. How we doing?
How are we doing there, Scott?
Excellent.
Good, good.
The If this is your first time joining us, we basically want you, to grow your own thoughts. Is that a good motto? We keep coming up
Yes,
with these really good mottos. I love it.
I like that.
Yeah. Um, our approval rating, let's get this out of the way. Our approval rating, Selby, 2 weeks ago, we peaked at 375. We then dropped to 370. Today, we're dropping to 360. We need some mojo. And the 1st of April starts Mercury retrograde. Just so you know.
Just listen, nothing is going to compare to that eclipse on the 8th.
Yeah, did you get to catch the lunar eclipse? Are my headphones disappearing? What's going on there?
Yeah, they are. That's funny.
Oh my gosh. I'll just do this.
That's okay. I got some weird shadows happening over here too. Don't feel
Maybe
bad. What in the
retro
holy?
they have pre-retrograde and post-retrograde. It starts a couple of days out.
Out.
Out. The There. How's that? That's good. Better.
That's
I'm having
okay
some
too.
issues. Okay, so I'm gonna have this green aura around my head now, I guess.
That's okay.
Which
I got
which is
issues too with
worse?
one of my lights.
We're doing this
Driving.
live, people. Give us a break. We are the ones putting this together every week, finding the information. What was it last week? We are the ones questioning the questions and questioning the answers. So
I like it.
what I would ask you, if you're like, what are these guys talking about every week? I don't get it. All the reels that they put out, everything they put out, it's information, 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 information. Well, all I would have to say to you is, what time is your podcast?
That's right.
Okay, they're off my
Well,
chest.
watch it
There we go.
yourself. Now, I have to ask you, this has been driving me crazy all week.
Yeah,
You know how we were talking about the moon
yeah.
and the moon landings?
Oh yeah, the moon landings. Mhm.
Did you ever read the book by dude who was questioning this? Did we ever land on the moon? The book, Bill Casling.
Mm-mm,
You didn't read that book?
mm-mm.
Well, where did you come up with your thing that you didn't think we went?
It's just, it's kind of like what we were saying last week about that television and people just being hypnotized and people in power being able to figure out ways to uh smoke and mirror. And then it was like, you heard people talk about it and you were like, you know what, that's not too far out of bounds. That's all.
Um, so I did some researching on this guy and this book, and it came out a long time ago. And he introduced that the moon landings were faked because one of the astronauts um, confessed to him that it was all a fake, and the guy died the next day.
Hmm.
Casing is his name, Bill Casing. So he's got some pretty heavy duty arguments, and those arguments have been around a long time now. He finally died, this guy, Bill Casing, the author, in 2005. But, anyways, I'm going to go back and read his book, Scott.
Okay, how many pages is it?
I don't know yet. I have to order it. Here it is. We never went to the moon. America's $30 billion swindle by Bill Kaysing. It's got a lot of good reviews on Amazon. Now, if we didn't go to the moon, hun,
Yeah, babes.
tell me why Rolls-Royce is developing a nuclear reactor for mining on the moon and Mars. Mining. Now let's think about what that means. They're mining something. What were in those moon rocks? And if we didn't go to the moon, what are they mining? What do they want to mine?
I don't know. Let me do my due diligence, and I'll do a little reading over that this week.
Okay, but I'm just saying in general, and anybody watching, please chime in, because what is it that they're mining? Is we talk about, the commerce, and they want commerce on the moon and the other planets. Why? We don't have enough gold, silver, copper, and everything here on Earth. I think we do for every single person and for every single need.
Do we, though?
I think so.
People, we are not like, don't get the wrong impression. We're not like just straight conspiracy, this conspiracy, that. Okay. I had a friend the other night. He was like, you know what, Scott, there's too many conspiracies out there. We merely want to raise like questions like Jackie's doing with me. I mean, she's like,
Yeah.
Scott, why do you think that? We want you to be able to go online or however you want to find your research.
Right.
I'm not saying that the internet is the all in to all information. It is not.
Well, there's, there were theories before the word conspiracy was put in front of it. And there were books before there was TikTok and social media and little clippy clips where people go, they couldn't have gone to the moon. I'm just saying that there was research indicating these things from the very beginning, and how the NASA stuff is linked to anything, JFK death. I mean, on and on it goes, right? So I just want to put it out there I'm going to read the book and see how I feel about it. Because if you talk to most people my age and above, they're convinced we went to the moon. I mean, that's just like,
it's a given.
It is. But Scott, just think about this. If we find out for sure that we didn't go to the moon, I mean, I think that is something that would collapse society faster.
Then it's already collapsing.
Then what's the other thing they're afraid of? Jesus is an alien. I mean, what is it that aliens are real? What is it that they think is going to collapse society worse than what's happening now?
All right. Can I get it out of the way right now?
Yeah.
Jesus is an Alien might be the name of my new band.
All right.
All right.
I love it. Uh-oh, we got Epstein news. What is it?
Oh, I don't have any Epstein news, but I did want to talk about Sean Combs.
Oh, Sean Combs. All right.
So
go ahead.
I put that out there last night. Whatever this dude's had like 8 different names, right? From here on out, whether I don't know what's going on, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's my opinion, Jackie. From here on out, I'm just identifying that person as Sean Combs. Okay.
Fine.
Okay. Done. Thank you. That's some pretty creepy stuff, though, right? Am I right?
Did you see the video of him going in for a kiss on Bono?
No, I thought you were going to talk about the Bieber video. That one's creepy.
No, he's like going in for, like a hug, and then like going around for a kiss. And Bono's like, hey, not having it.
Back off. He would probably have to duck down, though. Bono's like what, 5'2"? He's a little guy,
I don't know.
he?
He always wears those tricky shoes, like Vladimir Putin wears those tricky shoes as well.
Right. Okay, man. So these names are coming up now. Prince Harry, Cuba Gooding Jr. Like that. There's a shock, right? And pink cocaine, you've heard that too, right? This drug
No.
that this drug that Sean apparently has at his little fiestas.
Oh.
It is a recreational drug, Selby, in pink dyed powder. It's a mixture of different drugs. Hey, what could go wrong? What could go wrong there? Synthetic psychedelic drug, mainly used recreationally. The substance was first synthesized by Alexander Shulgin in 1974 and gained a reputation for potential psychotherapeutic use. Yeah.
Excuse me. Is it meant for snorting?
I bet you you could probably, as long as you get it in your system, just like anything else, right?
I guess, but if you just eat regular cocaine, it's not good. Like you have to either snort it or
Right.
smoke it or inject
Well,
it.
since they call it cocaine, I guess I just assumed that you would snort it.
Well,
If anybody knows how to get the fullest effect of pink cocaine, let us know.
so they picked him up. Fill me in here. They picked the guy up, right?
No, I don't think they picked him up.
He's not arrested?
No.
Oh.
No, they raided his like two of his homes.
Okay, so they raided his homes
and took a bunch of electronics and things like that. And I don't know, when federal agents in uniform show up at your house to raid and take your electronic equipment, there's usually something going on, isn't there, Selby?
Sure. There's either something going on, like what we hear is going on, or he knows something about someone else.
Or they weren't taking stuff. They were placing stuff. Who knows?
I don't know. It could be that stuff.
Maybe he's a plant. Maybe he's an Oswald.
A patsy, maybe.
I don't think so. Some of the stuff, though, just there's icky stuff. And this is just to inform people. This is just to let you know that, hey, this stuff goes on out there. You can't just hop in the Honda and get behind the wheel and think that there's nothing else going on.
But so many people are understanding these days. I think COVID was the big eye opener for some people. Even it doesn't matter what age group or whatever. If you mention, things like the money, are we going to go to centralized digital currency? Did somebody say Cash Friday tomorrow?
So we need to be paying cash, people. We forgot all about that. No, we didn't forget that. We were teasing you. We're teasing you.
Pay cash.
Let me tell you something, Selby. One of the benefits in paying cash, not really a benefit because I do like to pay at the pump, but if you pay cash, you have to go in to pay it, right? Mm-hmm. But usually it's just pretty simple. It's just like, hey, 5 on 3.
Yep, that's what I do.
10 on 2. 15 on 6.
I did that all the way across the United States when I drove.
Thank you.
Every place I got gas, I went in. Every one of them.
25 on 1.
Yep.
I went to a convenience store the other day and literally had to wait because then they give me a number. Oh, well, you just have to punch in your code. Well, I mean, it wasn't a big deal. It was just, really? Now I got to do that? It's so much quicker, Selby. Am I right?
Yes.
5 on 3. People are like, who puts $5 in their gas tank? Prius drivers.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It does take the cashier a second, but they're used to it. After, they're like, oh yeah, I remember that brain cell. Yes. Cha-ching, cha-ching. It turns on.
So help us keep cash alive, people. Go to the ATM in the morning. Grab your cash for the weekend. And,
I was talking to one fellow, and I won't tell you the circumstances or his name or anything, but he said, if you have some cash on, in the bank, just sitting there probably earning very little, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Take some of it out and have some of it on hand. I don't know, stuff it in a coffee can I don't know, get
Bury it in your yard.
a lock box, bury the silver in the backyard like they did in the Civil War times.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be good to have some cash on hand. Everybody's thinking it's Y2K on April the 8th with this eclipse.
Yeah, like I don't ever remember having that like sort of warning or that sort of be ready for this kind of interruption and that kind of interruption with a solar eclipse before.
I mean, I got food on hand, dude. I got pounds and pounds of rice and fake mashed potatoes and the whole thing.
All right. So what we're saying, if you're just catching up, the end is near. Be prepared. Yes. April 8th. April 8th.
Mm-hmm. And don't eat at Chick-fil-A now.
Oh, man. No, Chick-fil-A went. Where is
They promised no antibiotics in the chicken. This whole time they've been open, and now their supply chain have been interrupted. So they can no longer offer that claim that no antibiotics in the chicken.
Yes, they backed down. That was their pledge for like the last 10 years. No antibiotics. Mm-hmm. But every hour they're open, there is a line of 15 cars.
Yes. And you may have seen I don't know which presenter it was. It was an older guy. And he talks about the fake chemicals and how the chemicals are arranged in fast food in general. And we did a thing on it on this very podcast, how there are chemists at Dow Chemical everywhere that work their entire careers on making this food taste better by combining chemicals. Chemicals. Now the Food Babe, all you have to do is do a Google search, and the Food Babe, the blogger, she did a breakdown of all 55 ingredients that make up just one of the sandwiches. And it contains so many chemicals, it's unbelievable. Monosodium glutamate, of course, that's easy. Whoa. Aluminum phosphate, dimethyl polysilanane.
55?
55 chemicals.
55.
In the one sandwich.
55.
Now, what's wrong with just making it at home and having a chicken breast? What would you put in the breading? Cornmeal or what's that stuff? The ground up potato, Italian. What would you put in
panko?
Panko.
Well,
paprika.
Jackie, since we are like preparing for the end of the world and you've already baked your bread, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take your old bread, then you get like what, $5, $10 at the thrift store. You get yourself a food processor. You bust all that bread into crumbs.
Yes, sir.
A little salt and pepper, maybe some Parmesan cheese.
All right.
And then you do a flour egg wash. Breadcrumb dredge. Yeah. That's what I would do.
Some paprika I would do in there,
or maybe paprika would be nice too. Yeah.
Cayenne pepper. I think that would be delicious. Or if you like garlic powder, onion powder, any of that.
This is where you would let your creativity go to work. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But why do you have to sit in the line of a place that's poisoning you?
To use your card. And waste your gas. And it's so simple.
And now the chicken has growth hormone.
Mm-hmm. 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 Well, Selby.
I know. Okay, since we have Easter coming up. Okay. I get to drag out my favorite 3 books.
So can I ask one question before we get into Easter?
Yes.
When Jesus, right? When Jesus exits the tomb.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think he's going to see a shadow or not?
No.
No, 6 more
No.
weeks of spring. Okay. Okay. Hide your eggs. Let's go.
Because when Jesus exited the tomb, his body was dissolved. He was just then a spirit. I'm out. Anybody want to know what Jesus looked like?
Tell us, Jackie.
Not like Jeffrey Epstein.
No, that's Andrew Jackson.
Yeah. Isn't that so funny? Okay, there's 3 essential books that one must read.
The Drama of the Lost Disciples. Drama. Disciples. Easter Bunny.
And this has all the notations. This guy did so much research. He got into the guy who wrote this book originally in the 60s. He's passed away, but he got into the Vatican, and he had access to the British Library in the Vatican when he wrote this book. And this traces the Essenes. I mean, this traces the disciples after Jesus was murdered.
So what did he look like?
Okay. In this book, it describes Jesus's appearance.
Yeah, that's him.
Now, this was a painting that was loaned to the publication of this book.
He kind of looks like that guy from System of a Down.
Yeah.
In that picture, though. System of a Down.
Here's what it says. I know you're making light of this, but
no, I'm not. He does look like that guy.
Yeah. But there truly is written evidence from the time that Jesus was alive of what he looked like. And a lot of the evidence was uncovered about during the time of Jesus and about the Essenes. And that's in the Dead Sea Scrolls. That's a whole nother book that I read. But anyway, so here's what Jesus looked like. He was taller than the average person of the era. So his shoulders were kind of drop shoulders. They weren't big and buffy like we see men today, right? His shoulders were kind of drop. He had auburn hair, blue eyes, a fine boned face, as a classic Jew appeared at this time. His nose was that of a classic Jew, meaning it was like it's what we think of as a Roman nose now. You know, let's see your nose from the side.
I'm not Jewish, Jackie.
I don't care. Yeah, like that. Just teasing you. Oh my God.
Like Kissinger's nose.
I don't know. Kissinger's was palate. No. Heck, you're like making fun of me.
Like Epstein's nose.
No. We need to educate you.
Okay. Well, I know a podcast we can watch.
Me too. Okay, so I highly recommend those 2 books. And then this one, additionally, Celt, Druid, and Chaldee, because it talks all about the Druids, and Jesus's uncle, Joseph of Arimathea, took Jesus to study with them in the missing years. The Druids.
Missing years.
Good times, huh?
That's a lot of Jesus info right there, Jackie.
Well, so for those who are celebrating Easter, maybe this throws a little bit different of a light onto your understanding of who that person was. Those are 3 books I really love.
Yeah. Post them up.
Okay, I will.
Send me the links. Post them up.
Okay.
Okay. I like it.
Thanks.
I like it, Jackie. Where are we on the list?
Growth hormone, the moon, Easter, Jesus. We're doing good.
Chick-fil-A. Oh, by the way, Cher said she's going to leave the U.S. if Donald Trump is elected. It's like everybody else. So
Cher,
put
huh?
Cher on the list. Yes. 55 chemicals in the sandwich. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh,
I have
wait. We can't go without talking about the bridge.
the bridge.
The bridge being knocked down by the ship.
Oh, that bridge. The bridge over troubled waters.
Okay, that's enough.
The
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
In
All right.
Baltimore.
Help me out.
Yes.
They were able to stop all the cars from getting on the bridge.
Almost all of them.
Almost all of them before the 90-degree turn into the bridge, right? Okay.
Equally as weird, and I can post this picture too if you want, but a satellite image captures the Baltimore Bridge collapse. A satellite image. Now, what was a satellite doing looking right there, right then? Maybe I don't understand how satellites work.
800,000 vehicles travel through that port. And a lot of like farm equipment, things like that. Just saying. It was unfortunate. It was unfortunate. But I sent you the link of the President of the United States, Mr. Joe Biden.
Who?
Speaking about that. Every time, Selby, every time.
I'm sorry.
The President of the United States, Mr. Joseph, what's his middle name? Biden. And he assured them he was going to make sure the government stepped in and rebuild the bridge. Of course, it's going to take however many years. He also mentioned, that he used to take the train over the bridge, which never had a train on it, but that's a whole nother story.
Wrong bridge. Sorry, dude.
Yeah. It was just weird. He had like all these numbers for his response to the event of, how much this port, all the cars, how many people are going to be affected by loss of jobs, things like that. He just had all these. I mean, they just whipped that stuff all up in like the wee hours of the morning for him to. It's just weird.
I think so too.
Once again, there are powers, at work that are beyond probably a lot of our thoughts.
Yeah, we don't know.
That's my opinion. But thankfully it wasn't loaded with cars, and it was at 1 a.m. That would tell me that if it was a planned event, it wasn't meant to take out people. It was meant to take out the bridge. Just saying. My opinion. It's a pretty hard turn with no power, though. Right into the support.
Yeah, when your ship starts going to the starboard side, I mean, you steer it away. It left the shipping lane while it was still turned on.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, do you want to do songs?
Let's do some songs.
Okay.
Let's get out of this muckety muck that we've gotten ourselves into here, Selby. How do we do that? Oh, that's right. We were just talking about current events. So 1001 songs that you must hear before you die.
Great.
Okay. We've got the first song, 1972. Okay. Space Oddity, David Bowie.
Ground Control. 7. Oh, that's major. Yeah.
6.
Yeah, that's it.
5. Yeah, that's it. Planet Earth is blue.
And there's nothing I can do.
All right, second song this evening. 1983. Need I say more? Blister in the Sun, Violent Femmes.
Yes.
Yes. I saw them 2 years ago. They still kicked ass. They're one of those bands, when you hear them live, they opened. When you hear them live, you're like, oh, yeah, they have that song. Oh, yeah, they have that song. Oh, yeah, they have that song. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, Selby. All right. Let's do this again next week. You think?
All right.
Did you have a prayer? Or was the
Yeah.
Jesus, we have a prayer? Let's end it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll get out of here.
Here we go. At the end of the day, keep a journal of all the good things that happened in your day. Water your seeds of joy and gratitude regularly so they can grow.
Amen to that.
Get you a watering can to remember.
Remember, people, a day without information is a day without sunshine. You like that?
Yeah. Read a new book. We got a bunch of book suggestions for you.
Read a new book. Make yourself a chicken sandwich. Drink some clean water. Avoid Chick-fil-A. Avoid Tyson. Avoid Sean Combs like the plague. Like and subscribe. Call your mom. And that's all I got, Jackie.